So first of all, Sylvie, I am so happy that you're here, and thank you so much for joining me for Just Ask Jay. And as you know, Just Ask Jay is a light and entertaining vlog that I do, and it's really kind of just my opinions about what I've learned most of my life. So sometimes my opinions are silly and goofy, and sometimes, I have some pretty good advice to give people in terms of what I'm hearing, sensing, seeing, smelling. But I had asked, out on social media if people had questions, and I have received a flood. I'm telling you, a flood of people asking questions. And I really, really liked your questions. And I'm so lucky to have Rachel help me out with all of these emails. But she sent me your note, and I absolutely fell in love, with your questions. And so, Sylvie, thank you so much for being here. Sylvie, where are you from?
You're welcome. I'm from Chelmsford, Ontario.
Okay, and Chelmsford is close to my hometown actually, because I'm in Sudbury, Ontario, which is northern, Ontario, northeastern Ontario actually. But I love it here, and it's a beautiful day if you're in the neighborhood because the sun is out and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, you have a lot of attachments around you, spiritually speaking, but I want you to ask me the questions that you had for me today.
Okay, I was just wondering if before someone passes away, if they know beforehand, like if they have a feeling.
Okay, and that is such a good question, Sylvie, because a lot of people do. And I've had the personal experience of my father telling me a month before he was going to die that he was going to be dead by the end of September. And my dad was young, he was in his 50s. And I said, don't be silly, don't be crazy. He goes, I'm telling you, I know I'm going to die by the end of September. Now, some people have a feeling. My husband's mother was the same. She always told her husband that he was going to be a very young widow. So I do believe that some people know that. And some people then again don't. So there's people that wake up in the morning, they're yawning and all of a sudden they just drop dead at the window. Oh my God, what a terrible thing to happen. But they didn't plan on dying that day, but it could be one of their exits. Now, Sylvia, I have this thing that I believe that there's 5 exits in this lifetime. There's 5 ways of us to essentially pick on how to die. And suicide, of course, is not on the how-to list of dying, but there is different ways of dying. And some people want to die really quickly. They don't want to be surrounded by, people crying for them. They just want to go. They just want to get out of here. And so it's interesting. Some people, they just know that. Some people know they're sick. And when they find out they're sick, they won't tell anybody. But they knew they were sick. You know what I mean? So it really depends on the soul, how evolved the soul is. But I do believe some people do know when they're going to die. Absolutely. Yeah. Did you have an experience with that?
Well, with my father, my mom was pretty sure that he knew that he was gonna die because he made her move into a cheaper apartment before, and he was trying to change his both him and his
Your
name.
dad must have died really quick.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
he suffered for a while, but he was getting better, and then
But he passed away quick, your dad,
yes.
because he shows me fire right away. And when I was talking to you, I kept on getting little fires. Fire for me is April, August, or December.
Okay.
Yeah, do you understand? Birthdays, anniversaries, passings, but connected to the other side?
Yes.
Is there April or August or December?
He passed away in August.
Okay. And then April is 4s, August is 8, and December and Marches are 3s. And the reason why I say March with December, and the only reason I say that is because December is the 12th month, but 1 plus 2 is 3. But April is 4, 13, 22, 31. Those are all numbers that equal the number 4. So 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. If we go to August, August is 8 or 17 or 26. 1 plus 7 is 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. And August is, of course, the 8th month. Or December or March, which is 3, 12, 21, or 30. All, of course, numbers equaling 3. So there's something to do with those numbers as well. from the other side. They make me feel that they're around you quite often. But I think your dad knew, and I think that's who's here. So do you understand the fours, the eights, or the
Yeah.
three numbers that have, and what is that in relation to you?
For like someone who passed away.
Or even a birthday or an anniversary or a passing, but there's four or
Yeah.
13 or
Why? Two of my kids were born in April,
okay, that's
and
awesome.
my mom's birthday's in March.
Okay, perfect. So that's where that would come in. Yeah, but there's definitely a connected, feeling to that. April, August, December. But anyways, your dad went quickly. He doesn't remember dying. I don't know if he had a heart attack, a stroke, or an aneurysm, but it's fast. He just makes me feel he went quickly. But he's pretty happy about that. He doesn't look that old.
No, he was 58.
Oh, wow.
Over
Okay, so my
55.
dad was 57. I understand. Wow. But anyways, he's pretty happy, but he's not alone. He's not alone. So he has other people with him, but he's pretty happy. What was your other question that you had?
If I'm trying to think here. If we're able to connect like if I can talk to someone who passed away.
Yes.
uh,
Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, Sylvie, a lot of people come to see me and they say, Jay, could you tell my dad I loved him? I said, well, you just did. Well, yeah, but I'm not a medium, so I can't communicate with the dead. That's so wrong. You can communicate with your dad. You can think thoughts inside of your head, and your dad will be able to hear your thoughts if you give him permission to
okay.
hear your thoughts inside your head. So when you're talking to somebody there, just know that if you have a dead uncle or a dead grandpa or grandma, they won't hear the conversations that you're having between you and your dad. If you're just talking to your dad, if that intention's just for him, it's just your
Okay.
dad that's going to hear that. Yeah. So absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, it's just so amazing that you can communicate with them by talking to them. Now you can look for signs as their way of communicating back. So if you're not able to hear, see, sense, or smell like I can, believe me, sometimes you will have a little whiff, maybe of his cologne, or, in my dad's case, oh, he had this like woodsy smell to one of his shirts all the time. And it's like, I get that little whiff every once in a
Yeah,
while.
so do I. I get the smell of his cologne all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And
But
my brother-in-law says that I'm crazy because I would always smell him, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's in your head."
no, it's not in your head at all. It's actually, he's giving you a sign that he's lingering around. Trust me. He wants you to know that he's there. So, and the thing is, it could be through numbers. Like my mother gives me 227, on license plates, on billboards, the time, 2:27 p.m., 2:27 a.m. And I know right away that's her. But Sylvia, I want to thank you so much, for asking me these questions. And, so many people want to know these things, and I want so much to educate people. And, people have such busy lives, and sometimes a nice little, face-to-face chat like this really does the soul some good. But I want to thank you so much. I want you to know that your dad's around you every single day. He's really, really happy. And I don't know if there's like M names, like my dad was an M name, but I feel like an M, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
his name was Marcel.
Oh my God. Okay. So was my dad. My dad was Marcel. Oh my God. Okay. But anyways, I want to thank you so much. And I hope that you enjoyed this. And I want to thank you for participating here today.
You're welcome, and I'd like to thank you for choosing me and answering my questions.
Oh, well, you know what? I didn't choose you. I just like Rachel sent me your question about, wanting to know if, you had a premonition of dying before you did. Some people do, some people don't. And I think my grandfather knew. It was the first year he bought us candy was when he passed away, and we were so happy to get this candy. But I just think he knew it was going to be the last time he was able to really do that. So all the kids got a big bucket of candy at around the holidays. Oh yeah, we were happy. Thanks so much, Sylvie. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really appreciate your time here today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.